Phyllis, thank you for that beautiful song, Prayer of the Heart. Thank you so very much. Well, good morning and welcome to Unity of Bloomington. That's right. This is a love-filled space, a sacred space, and a joyful space. I want to wish you a happy Labor Day. So you'll see I have on white pants because I know this is my last weekend to wear white. Now, Gail does not agree with that and has asked me to find the rule book that says that, and I'm still looking. My friend did tell me, though, that in the South you can wear white year-round, but we're in the Midwest. And I want to wish you a happy new month, happy September. And thank you for being here. I want to thank those who are watching at home or wherever right now, and those of you who are watching later. I want to ask you to hit the thumbs up, and then when y'all watch it later today or this week, also hit the thumbs up. But everyone is welcome. We are a center for spiritual growth. This is a safe, affirming, and welcoming space for everyone. And I'm glad that you are here, and I am glad to be in the midst with you. Will you please stand up as you are able, or if you feel like it? We're going to do this month's theme. This is a new month, so we have a new theme, and then we'll do our affirmation together. Our months. Look at this beautiful image that Seb created. This is gorgeous. All right, our theme is the good news. And then let us together say our affirmation. I am one with the universal mind, and divine intelligence flows through me. By aligning my thoughts with abundance and love, I attract joy, health, and prosperity. As I do so, I am living my best life and creating a reality where every positive intention welcomes my highest good. Amen, ashe, and so it is. Continue to stand as you're able. We're going to have our welcoming song, One with the One. It's our Namaste moment, and so today we're going to do a little something different. For an abundance of caution, people are telling me, COVID's on a surge. Yes, it's been surging all summer. And so today we're going to have our greeting time, but I'm going to ask you to not move around the cabin. All right, let's just keep your germs to the local spot that you are in. Now let's just put our hands together at our heart, and we're going to affirm our divine health. See the divinity that created the Grand Canyon, the Grand Caymans, and you and me. Health, love, and light. Surround ourselves with that knowing, and then take a moment to see that in each other. Namaste. 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 Namaste, sweet Penny. Namaste, my darling. Ninja, see me at the end, okay? That's my secret message to my ninja friend. All right, everyone, please have a seat. And thank you for participating in a modified version of the Namaste moment. And now taking that same energy of seeing our divinity, I ask you to join me and take a breath in and out. Let's take a breath in and out. One more breath in and out. It is with this knowing that the divinity within us is as close as our breath, that as we step into this time of prayer, which is really affirming the truth that all is well, that we are one, that we are God. And hearing those words, it activates the truth within us to move, groove, and live our life as the divine beings that we are. Representing this great congregation and the energy within, sending healing energy to all not feeling well, comfort and condolences for those who have experienced loss, whether it's this week, last month, last year, or years ago. We surround you with comfort. We pray for healing for this nation. The things that divide us are so silly. Healing for the fear of other. Healing for there ain't enough, so I got to keep from you so that I can have. Let us heal this nation and bring back the remembrance that we are one. Let us pray for sons and daughters. I get lots of prayer requests. Pray for my son, pray for my daughter. And so we hold our children close to our hearts. It is my prayer that the light of this sacred space would increase outside of this building, in every building in this city. We pray a blessing upon the mayor and the local government, a continued blessing upon me and the leadership team. And we pray for the continued growth in our consciousness of our oneness, of our sacredness, of our power, of our divinity. We pray for continue to grow in membership, continue to grow in service to the community, continue to grow financially, and to continue to grow as the sacred space that we are. We wrap all of this up in the divine knowing that as we speak this as one voice, we then activate our divine magic and know that all that we have asked will be done exceedingly abundantly more. And so it is.
Divine life lives as me. I am whole and well. When I'm experiencing a healing need, I focus my thoughts beyond illness and discomfort. Even as I seek treatment for the injury or illness, I see myself whole. I remember that I am created in the image according to the likeness of God. I know my life is God's life, living as me. Divine life fills every cell, strengthens every muscle, bone, and organ, and quickens every nerve in my body. It restores perfect order to all my body's functions, releasing and replacing anything unlike itself. When someone asks me to pray for them, I do not ask about their symptoms or circumstances. I simply affirm the healing activity of divine life in each one with whom I pray. I see them as the spiritual beings they are, whole and well.
Every cell, every blood vessel, every nerve, every organ, every bone is fully alive, divinely fashioned to do its own job, fulfill its own purpose, one purpose alone. And so I thank my body, this miracle body, this temple, this gift, this instrument divine. When I thank my body, so wonderfully made, I can accept the healing that is mine. And when I think about all the different faces, all the multiple colors, shapes, and sizes of us all, then I behold the Creator's graces, and then I know that I clearly hear His call. And so I praise my body, this miracle body, this temple, this gift, this instrument divine. And I praise my body, so wonderfully made, I can accept the healing that is mine. Shimmering and glowing, repairing, cleansing, growing, the miracle within you is real. Pulsing with life, with energy and light, you can move, you can think, you can feel. Every joint, every tissue, every muscle, every beat of my heart was given to me for my living, you see. So while I'm here, I get the chance to do my part. So I move this body, I give this body fresh water, good food, good deep breathing and exercise. When I care for this body, so wonderfully made, I can accept the healing that is mine. Yes, I love my body, this miracle body, this temple, this gift, this instrument divine. When I love my body, so wonderfully made, I can accept the healing. What a beautiful feeling to accept the healing that is mine, the healing that is mine.
Phyllis, that was the perfect song. Thank you so much. The doctor says I have good news and bad news. Patient says, what's the bad news? The doctor says, you have a rare, inoperable brain tumor. You only have a few months left to live, and you will get progressively more pain. The patient says, well, what's the good news? The doctor says, see that cute blonde receptionist over there? We're dating. So, good news, bad news. So in my first couple of sermons, we had the discussion that we are all from different traditions or spiritual paths. And so here we are at Unity. And so we got a new pastor come and visit, but I'm not going to be the new pastor forever, right? So what are other reasons for people to come? What do we even talk about here, right? New pastor, amazing potluck, loving people, all of those things work. But what is the meat? What is the spiritual meal that we are serving here? And so the question is, what is Unity all about? What is the good news or the gospel of unity? So let's take a look at a few other spiritual paths and then come back to what is the good news of unity. So let's look at the Shinto religion, which is a big part of Japan's religion. What is the good news or the gospel of the Shinto religion? That humans are fundamentally good. And this spiritual path emphasizes gratitude, the beauty of life, and the importance of community and family connections. All right, what is the good news or the gospel of their Yoruba religion? So that's a West African religion. So what is the good news there? That everyone has a destiny to fulfill, and it emphasizes the importance of community and respect for the ancestors. What is the good news of Buddhism? By understanding the causes of suffering and following the Eightfold Path, individuals can attain nirvana, which is a state of liberation, peace, and freedom from the cycle of rebirth. So let's come back to what is the good news of New Thought? And I love this. It has Centers for Spiritual Living, Unity. It has sort of all of us little wild escapees from traditional religion. So what is the good news of New Thought? And that is that God or universal mind is present in everyone. And by recognizing this truth, individuals can access divine wisdom, heal themselves, overcome challenges, and manifest abundance in their lives. So unity or New Thought is a very empowering, right? Because most folks are wanting some entity outside of themselves to make these things happen. But what we believe as a part of the New Thought community is that when we come into alignment with that universal mind, we have access to divine wisdom, heal ourselves, overcoming challenges, and manifesting abundance in our lives. And so, what is the good news of unity? Well, for that, we need to go back to the founders, Charles and Myrtle Fillmore. And so today, my title is, What is the Gospel According to the Fillmores? And it's divine health. So my foundation text today is a quote by Charles Fillmore. I fairly sizzle with zeal, energy, and enthusiasm, eager to do that which ought to be done by me today. So I want to ask you a question. How old do you think Charles Fillmore was when he made this quote? Just throw out some numbers. How old do you think he was? 86. He was like 94. At 94 years old, this man is saying, I sizzle with zeal. And so the question is, y'all sizzling? Am I sizzling? Right? That at 94 years old, this man is still in that consciousness that there's still stuff for him to do, still ways for him to live. And it really, to me, makes a difference when you think about his story. That he was hurt at like 10 or 11 years old, something that hurt his hip to where his left leg was 3 inches shorter. Now, in a world, we live in the ADA world today, where we make sure we have people in wheelchairs can go down off the curbs, and this was not those days. If you were handicapped or disabled, good luck. And can you imagine the pain of that? His wife, on the other hand, had been diagnosed. It said she had tuberculosis, but tuberculosis is contagious, and she got married and had kids. So I'm taking it she didn't have TB. But she had some form of pulmonary disease, more than likely pulmonary fibrosis, which is not a good diagnosis. You're not going to live long. You cannot breathe, and your lungs are not functioning. This is not a life-giving diagnosis. And she didn't want to accept it. A badass, right? She's like, nah. And so she had to find something else. And she found a group. I think it was with Dr. Weeks, who said, we have the capacity from our divinity, from our divine connection, to heal our lives. So look at her in this picture. She got that diagnosis. She was under 30. She outlived her diagnosis because by her understanding of her divine health, she gave herself a new prognosis. He, so far as that when he began this healing process, his legs actually became the same length. Divine health. There is a connection between the mind and body, that it's not a duality, it's really a oneness. If you take your brain out, how's your body doing? Right? This is a oneness. And when you have that understanding that it is all one, you can then work in a way that brings that unified field to wholeness. What is my quote up here? The one and only formative power given to man is thought. By his or her thinking, they not only make character, but body and affairs. For as a person thinks in their heart, so they are. The gospel of the Fillmores is divine health. And it's a fact that can be embodied with a mindset, a divine health consciousness, and faith. Now look at all these healthy people. I came from Mississippi. I grew up in California, and I ended up working in the South. And I called my mother one day, and I said, thank you for leaving the South. Because of the Gail would get frustrated. Gail was the case manager, and she'd get frustrated. They give this diagnosis, we're going to have to put you on dialysis, and they'd be like, well, that's what the Lord wants. It's like, well, if you didn't drink Pepsi and sweet tea your whole life and had a cup of water one day, right? Now, I know it sounds very judgmental, but it probably is. I'm just going to say it, right? Or I grew up in California, you drank water, you drank juice, This mindset, what you do to your body has an effect, but it begins in your mind. This mindset of healthiness. So I thank my mom for having a health consciousness. I was teasing Reverend Karen because she told me she didn't have breakfast one day. I told her, my mom, that's like a sin. That's like against the law, right? Breakfast, that's why, I will eat breakfast at 2 p.m. So, is my breakfast not lunch? Right? Because I have that conscience. You can't leave the house without breakfast. But this understanding that we have the capacity, this is the good news, that we have divine health under our control. And it's a fact. And it's a part of our spiritual practice, our prayer and our meditation. Time to get our mind in the right framework. Because prayer is the most highly accelerated mind action. It steps up our mental action until a man or a woman's consciousness synchronizes with the Christ mind. This is about coming into alignment with the truth. There are those people that believe the earth is flat. It's like, you go ahead, right? They can believe that, but if the earth was flat, what would happen? The cats would have knocked everything off already. So can't be flat, right? The cats, right? But this consciousness of our spiritual practice, it is our prayer that connects us to that oneness. That's what prayer is. It isn't about genuflecting, crossing yourself, having your hands up, laying on the ground. It's about coming into alignment with the truth of our oneness with the divine and then speaking from that place. So we're going to have our prayer. There's lots of ways that you can do it. Years ago, my pastor told this joke about these two preachers and a rabbi. They're talking about the best way to pray. And there was a man doing some work in the sanctuary. So each one, the rabbi's like, well, I put my prayer shawl on and I go before they have that thing that has the Torah in it, and I do my prayers. The Catholic priest said, I come before, and the Baptist preacher said, I get on my knees. And the man who was fixing it said, I said the best prayer ever when I fell off the ladder and was hanging by a cord. Right? That again, prayer isn't about the outside, it's about what's happening on the inside. And making that a part of our daily way of being. So you can pray in lots of ways. You can affirm and state the truth. So God is love, and it is the divine or the nature of divine love to give life, joy, peace, and health. So when you're not feeling well, like, how does Gail know I'm not feeling well? I'll be like, do we have NyQuil? Right? NyQuil and orange juice, those are my drugs. If it doesn't kill whatever's happening, then I need to go to the doctor, right? NyQuil kills everything, right? And then just have some orange juice to replenish. Or I could affirm, in addition to the power of NyQuil and orange juice, that as I step into prayer and I'm not feeling well, or I got a diagnosis I didn't like, or people are asking me to pray, I affirm that God is love, God is good, and it is the nature of divine love to give life, joy, peace, and health. Now, what sets unity apart is that we also have denials in our prayers. So here's an example of that. You state the truth, I am a child of God, and therefore I do not inherit sickness. So you say, I am denying the authority of sickness in my body. So that's just a whole bunch of, okay, let's do this. Myrtle Fillmore said, I went to all the life centers in my body and I spoke words of truth to them, words of strength and power. Get that diagnosis from the cardiologist, come to your heart. Say, you are strong and you are healthy. Talk to those kidneys, talk to that back. Lord knows, Ron Masters already called me out on it. I need to talk to my knees. Strength and power. We are powerful divine beings, and we have the capacity to, it's the good news of the Fillmores, live in divine health. They say now, so Minnassa, are you saying that if I have sickness and disease, that is an indicator that I do not have faith or a right mindset? No. Okay, I'm not saying that at all. Because we are in the process of unlearning mass consciousness about health and body autonomy. I mean, for some of us, so once your hair gets gray, your life is over, right? So then you have that understanding, and then, right? Because that's how it used to be. Right? Well, my mother's 88. And she's still kicking. I mean, she's out on the bus. It's like, I'm texting Lily, do you know if my mom's at home? She's like, do you know I don't know when she's at home. I just call and leave her a message. Right? But there used to be a mindset, when you're old, you're going to have a bunch of pain and your life's going down the tubes, right? But we can say, no, I'm unlearning that consciousness. And we all didn't grow up in unity, right? So we are learning how to embody our divinity day by day. This is a journey. It's a process. It's not a destination. It is the growth and evolution of our consciousness, of our cosmic Christ consciousness. We are a work in progress. I've shared before that my wife was diagnosed with multiple myeloma, and I'm told her, you're going to do whatever the doctor says, you're going to do that. Mom, this is what Gail got diagnosed with. I need you to pray. Get to praying. All my friends, we got our Reiki. They said, oh, after you had this treatment, well, your numbers seem to be doing so much better. We don't understand why. Come back in 3 months. Well, wow, your numbers seem to be doing so much better. We don't seem to understand why. Oh, 3 months later, wow, your numbers seem to be, okay, why? Because sometimes if you are not at the place to where you can really stand in that battle, we will stand with you and support you. We will send the healing energy that you need. It is the faith of the community that oftentimes boys, I had to fuss at someone. I called them and they said, well, I have COVID. I'm not feeling good. I said, well, did you call your pastor and let her know? The answer was no, because I was talking to that person right then. Right? We are a community. Pray for me. I'll pray for you. Let's hold that space. Let's be bold and in the morning proclaim the truth about ourselves. I have faith in the glorious infusion of the more abundant life of Christ, vitalizing me. I am lifted up and healed. It is a process. It is a journey. When it comes to our health, we may not have control over the diagnosis, but we have control how we're going to live it out. We have control over the prognosis. And this beautiful quote from Myrtle Fillmore: as you really understand God, you will learn to drop all thought and feeling of anything contrary to the good. How are you feeling today? I am feeling the divinity within me. But you can pray for my back to continue to touch and get in that spot, right? So we can the truth and still have that consciousness. I know that this is a lot of information. I feel like every week I'm like, here, I'm just throwing steak and pork chops, big portions, right? I'm just feeding you big. But first of all, you've all demonstrated to me that you have that consciousness and you're ready to level up. And I need you all in your divine health, because this city needs you all in your divine health. This state needs us all in divine health. This world, this country needs people like us in our divine health. So I end my time with you in this message with a quote from Ernest Holmes, who is the founder of our sister New Thought, Spirituality, the Centers for Spiritual Living, which was at one time was the Church of Religious Science. And we'll be talking about the good news of Ernest Holmes next week. We have within us a power that is greater than anything we shall ever contact in the outer. A power that can overcome every obstacle in our life and set us safe, satisfied, and at peace, healed and prosperous in a new light and a new life. Join me in this crazy adventure of the good news that we have divine health. And so it is.
As you believe, you will receive. As you believe, you will receive. As you believe, as you believe,
to Master Teacher Jesus and asked for healing for his servant. The Master Teacher Jesus said, all right, I'll come to your house. And he was like, dude, you are just too good to have in my home. Speak the word, and it will be done. And Jesus said to him, let it be done unto you as you believe. And he went home, and his servant was well. Let us step into this sacred meditation time with the breath in and out. Yes, as you believe. Let us just take a moment to become present to our bodies, which every magazine tells us is not perfect. Needs this, needs that. Add this, take out that. And be present to this vehicle that has carried us all from day one to whatever day we are at right now. And take a moment to express your gratitude for its faithfulness to you, and to wrap this sacred space in love, light, and healing, from your toes to your ankle, to your knees, to your hips, to your shoulders, to your top of your head, and everything in between. What a beautiful gift. And then turn within to the spirit, the eternal you housed within, and connect in oneness. And then together, this great vehicle of love and light and the divinity. Let us take another breath in and out. And let's step into the silence. invite Sweet Merity to come on up. We have the Mystic of the Month. So when I was viewing this congregation to see, was this a place for me, I noticed one Sunday had the Mystic moment. And I was like, this is awesome, but that mystic had so many important things to say. Why did it just one Sunday, one moment? And so we're having the Mystic of the Month. And Merity is introducing us to a wild, wild woman. I'll just leave it at that. And then check the newsletter because she will share more of this mystic's wisdom in the newsletter.
Hello. Good to be here. I have felt for a long time that women mystics have maybe not been quoted as often as they might be. And I just want to reassure half the population of the world, we do have women who are mystics. And at the same time, I want to share that in life, our day-to-day experience is what can offer us, all of us, connection to the oneness. And out of that, we might all be called mystics, especially if we're seeking that oneness. So to connect with Spirit this week and this month, we're focusing on the creative transformation of Mary Oliver, who, through her poetry, became a mystic. And I was first introduced to Mary Oliver one Sunday many years ago when Chuck Thompson quoted her from the podium. So I want to thank him for that. Her journey, this life, began near Cleveland in 1934. As she grew up, to survive her difficult childhood, which was filled with abuse, she began daily walks in nature, writing her thoughts as she walked. She didn't like being inside buildings and found comfort in the natural world. Over time, she developed an inner dialogue, which involved turning inward and creating a welcoming space for the sacred. She has written, "Attention is the beginning of devotion." She questioned, what is the gift I should bring to the world? What is the life I should live? She left home as soon as she turned 18 to attend different universities, eventually taking a job in upstate New York, working with a woman named Norma. Over the next 6 years, she assisted Norma in cataloging her sister, the poet Edna St. Vincent Millay, cataloging her life's poetry. And it was during this period she met a photographer named Molly Malone Cook, who became her life partner. They eventually moved to Provincetown, Mass., where they lived for over 40 years. Mary Oliver practiced mindfulness and used her curiosity to evolve. Walking and writing became her daily process. And she recognized the world is the theater of the spiritual. With bursts of wonder, she would extend the boundaries of herself. Her thoughts would become poetry. In her words, she learned to listen convivially. There's a word to look up. And she wrote, 10 times a day, something happens to me like this. Some strengthening throb of amazement, some good, sweet, empathic ping and swell. This is the first, the wildest, and the wisest thing I know, that the soul exists and is built entirely out of attentiveness. She also said, "What does it mean that the earth is so beautiful, and what should I do about it?" Paying attention became the foundation for both her work and her life. It allowed her to access her own creative potential and live from that center. In my mind, that's what we are all individually pursuing in our own lives. And Thomas More suggests, are you a mystic? Mystics are the ones who have actually gotten in touch with what is real. So with this in mind, here's a couple of quotes to end on. Sometimes I need only to stand wherever I am to be blessed. And also, keep some room in your heart for the unimaginable. Thanks.
As we're preparing for the offering, go ahead and come forward, please. We're preparing now to show our gratitude for what we continue to receive, and there are many ways to contribute. To Unity of Bloomington, check and cash are always welcome. Also, you can use the text to give button online or the donate button on the website. As the offering bags are passed, you might want to put your hand over them and bless everything that's within the bags. If you are new, please fill out the blue visitor's form in that pocket in the chair in front of you and share with us your first impressions. The prayer form requests are also available in the pocket, and you can drop these in the bag as it comes by. Together, let's say our abundance affirmation. I am an abundant being in an abundant universe. I'm not dependent on people or situations for my good. God is the source of my supply. I always have something to give, and I consistently give it. I expect the best, I give my best, and I now attract the best in every experience.
Every little cell in my body is healthy. Every little cell in my body is good. Every little cell in my body is healthy. Every little cell's doing what it should. When I reach deep inside and let spirit be my guide, make body, soul, and mind as one, then I know my healing's done. Every little cell in my body is healthy. Every little cell in my body is good. Every little cell in my body is healthy. Every little cell's doing what it should. When I reach deep inside and let spirit be my guide, make body, soul, and mind as one, then I know my healing's done. Every little cell in my body is healthy. Every little cell in my body is good. Every little cell in my body is healthy. Every little cell's doing what it should.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I love Every Little Cell. And this version came to Phyllis, and it kept singing to her in her head for several days. And so finally she said, okay, I'll write it down. So like she said, this kind of sounds like the adult version of the one that Chuck and I sing to each other every night. And there's one on the internet. There are other words if you're interested in knowing. Anyway, Every Little Cell has taken on a life of its own, and it's pretty fascinating. Come on forward, greeters. Together, divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give and all that I receive, and I am grateful. We have some announcements. First one is that next Saturday's Community Song Circle has been canceled, but it begins again the first Saturday in October. Mary Ellen? There she is. I knew I saw you. Do you want to come up or you want to?
Okay, I'll make this quick. So last Sunday, I was over here eating and feasting on delicious deli delights that Minnassa brought for her birthday to celebrate with us. And we're having such a lovely conversation with my friends, and I was looking across and seeing all my other friends. And I said, so, what did everybody let go of today? And the question just dropped. It was like, this is too personal to talk about at lunch. And so it just made me realize, me too, like I had let go of something pretty big that I let go of continually. It's not like a one-time deal. It's like I let go of it every day. But it made me realize how much we're hurting, and we hurt each other, and we get hurt in community. And that Reverend Minnassa was asking us to let go of these things. And it made me think, boy, I have a lot to learn about being in community in healthy ways. And unity is such a beautiful community, and I know that we all want to treat each other well and love each other, and how do we do that? So it made me think about the ways I like to learn things is through play. And I host a monthly interplay class right here in this space, 1 o'clock on Wednesdays, the first Wednesday of the month. So starting this Wednesday, we're gonna play with some community practices, and we're gonna play with these in the body. So I'm just gonna read this first one that we'll play with. It's called, "We make space, take space." We strive to create space for everyone. Sometimes that requires us to have the courage to take up some room, and other times to allow others to do that. We want to be aware of voices that have been historically or systemically ignored and practice centering those voices. So if you are curious about community practices, and if you're interested in learning how to play with these things with each other and in our bodies and ourselves, and be in groups and communities while taking care of ourselves and honoring each other, I invite you to join me this Wednesday and the first Wednesday of every month. We'll keep playing with some of these practices. Thanks.
Patty Robinson, you want to talk about choir, please? And Mary Ellen makes interplay so interesting and so fun. You never know what it'll be. So please come.
Hi, everyone. I was given this opportunity, which I really accepted with my whole heart. And it was to explain to you how important being in a choir and being together singing does. And I don't have a memory of my life that doesn't include music in one way or the other. The very first memory I had, which I'm not going to speak about too long, is my younger brother and myself going to play date, and it was at the park. And my brother, who is all of 5'6", but he was small then, he was about 6 years old. And I was running around him doing this, singing Roll Out the Barrel. And we had a piano at home. My mother was in the choir. My brother was in the choir. I was in the choir. The only one that wasn't in the choir was my dad. Anyways, it's very important to me because music, in a lot of ways, sets my mindset. And when I can set my mindset to how joyful life is and how important life is, or I can get over some sadness, that's how I use music, and that's why I feel it's an asset to everyone. We'll be having choir practice on the second Saturday of every month, starting in 2 weeks, on September 14th from 10 a.m. to 11:15 a.m. in just once a month. We would love to have you come and join us. You don't have to read music. You don't even really have to have a voice that you appreciate. But you'll learn to appreciate it with all of us because we're so phenomenally talented. I've decided that everyone can have a song in their heart. We just want people to like to sing. Phyllis sends MP3 recordings to your email to help you learn your parts. And we sing once a month at the Sunday service. We would love it if you would all come and join us in choir.
Okay, so now I have an announcement. Is that right? Yes. Here's my name right here. So I'm going to be having, if you saw it on the Facebook page already, a morning inspiration call starting Monday, September 9th. So not tomorrow because it's Labor Day, but following the next Monday at 8 a.m. You call into this number. It's like a conference call number. We'll have an inspirational reading. We may have a reflection. You know, it's hard for preachers not to talk about stuff. Have a reflection, and then we'll have time of prayer. This is a time, one of the questions at my interview is, what are you going to do to help us during the week have our spirituality? And if you remember, my answer was, that's not up to me. That's up to you. You have your spiritual practice. I am adding to that by having this time. Let's start our day. Let's get our minds, just like Penny said about music. Let's get our mindsets together at the beginning of the day. 7 to 10 minutes at the max. And I say it's 10 minutes because if I read something by Ernest Holmes or Michael Beckwith, those are usually more verbose types of reading. But join me in this sacred space, 8 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and then when it changes to Eastern Standard Time for this morning inspirational call. Now I have another announcement. And for this announcement, I want to ask you to hear my words or listen to my words, but I want you to hear my heart. Listen to my words, but hear my heart. Jonna and Joni know that I've been feeling some kind of way about how the sanctuary looks. And they reined me in. Unity. We don't take care of the sanctuary, and this ain't no AME church, and here we gotta, okay, so good. And so I've been on my best behavior. I've been on my best behavior. We got a first impressions from someone. Meditation, 10. Message, 10. People should have been 800, but they gave us a 10. Overall atmosphere, 10. Music, 10. Facility. So A, F minus. And if you know about me, I don't like not having an A. So we need to take care of the sanctuary. So I've been calling folks. Sweet Meredy. I spoke with Kathy Haggerty, who's not here today. Meredy said it would be good if a community committee. I said, all right. I called Lynn. We need to make this place match the beauty that I get to look at all service. Thank you, Kathy. Now, so, Meredy, Kathy Haggerty, Lynn Thompson. Richard, I know Marianne played a part, and she is more than welcome. I need Dan, because I need some divine masculine, right? I need that male point of view. And my last person, who I did not talk to, but I need this Capricorn power. We've had committee meetings. I need stuff done. Who am I talking about? Mary, you know I'm talking about you. You see she tried to sit there and act like she didn't know? Mary knows how to get stuff done, and that's the stage that I'm at. Hear my heart. We need to move. We don't need too many more meetings. I didn't say any more. But I am activating this group to do something, to beautify this sanctuary and the lobby. And I need my Capricorn, my Earth sister, my Earth sign sister, right? So you heard the names. If you want to be a part of it, send me a text. But what I don't want is, here's the list of our meetings through the end of the year. Mary, I'm relying on you. So let me make it simple. Say, well, we didn't hire you for that. We hired you for your spiritual stuff. Okay. Now, if I didn't take a bath or brush my teeth for a week, and you went to Joni and said, and then Joni calls up Gail and says, what the? And Gail says, well, you know, Minnassa's just working on her spiritual self. Right? I'm ready for y'all. So this is very something. Let's start with a simple. I'm not trying to get a 100,000 capital campaign, Beverly Hills, Wilshire Boulevard facelift. Thank you. You're welcome. See, you know I was good, Joni. So let's do something simple. You know that unity has the 12 powers of man, and each one of those powers has a month and a disciple and a color. So, committee, I'm looking for something to go here, right? A paramount that would come here on the pulpit or here in the lobby, and I'd also like the tablecloths to be that same color theme. So for October, it's the zeal, right? The color is orange. For November, the theme is release. This is from Charles Fillmore. The color is russet, which I had to look it up, which is some brownish color. I like russet. What color is that? I should know. Russet potatoes. And then usually December is the color pink, but I want the color purple because we're in the season of Advent. All right, so can I get those 3 colors? Something for here, something out in the lobby, and then let's have maybe a bigger discussion. But there's too much beauty. There is too much beauty, and I don't see it reflected in this building. I know the love in this congregation. It overwhelms me, surrounds me all day long. I want someone who walks in here to see the love. This place is too beautiful to be drab and colorless. And no, it wasn't always like that. I was like, take that big, beautiful quilt and put it behind me. And they're like, no, we took it from behind you and put it up there. Okay, so I'm not going to have that combo today. So hear your pastor's heart. The love and beauty in this congregation, they had me filling up a pod and a U-Haul to get here, needs, in my opinion, and I'm asking you, needs to be reflected throughout this building. You ready, Mary? I guess so. All right, what's the next thing on the deal?
It must be time to say the prayer for protection. All right. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And let's join in a circle.
Bring the kids in.
Yes, and let there be peace on earth.